Okay, so here I am. The SFP was basically what I would consider my baseline. That's what most people are used to. Here is the new news, or a 1:6, in this case the primary arms Raptor in first focal plane. So why I'm even making these videos is to point out that reticle design with low power variable optics in first focal plane is super critical. So here we have our first focal plane at 1x. You can see the flashlight really well through it because I've got it mounted at 12 o'clock. And what we're looking for here is basically an aim point or red dot style shooting experience. If you like shooting with a red dot, or you like shooting with a Trijicon donut, this is going to feel right at home to you. This is going to be what you like. But what you're mostly seeing here is the ring, or the donut, what Primary Arms likes to call the horseshoe, that has shrunk to form that ring. And if you don't have that, if you don't have something bold and thick around those reticle details, like a bullet drop compensation ladder and wind hold dots, your reticle will disappear at 1x. And that's a problem that I've seen with the SIG optics, the Tango series 1:6x. They're really bad about that. They have a fine reticle that's really nice at 6 power, and then it disappears at 1 power, and it's super slow, and it slows you down, which is not what you're looking for. That's not why you bought a 1 power scope. So if I zoom this thing in to Mr. Spider-Man in the corner, I can bump it with my arm. All right, I'll have to find it again. Bumped it with my other arm. Okay. So there's the Amazing Spider-Man. There we go. Okay. What we have now is, you can see the reticle details. You can see the BDC, you can see the chevron, and you can see the wind hold dots for 5 and 10 miles per hour. If you didn't have that big, huge honking horseshoe that looks really annoying at 6 power, if that wasn't there, the rest of those fine reticle details would disappear at 1 power, and you would not have a usable reticle at all, in my humble opinion. It would be extremely fine and extremely hard to find, and it would slow you way down at low power. And so to me, reticle design is absolutely critical with FFP, low power variable optics, super critical. The other advantage to FFP, honestly, that a lot of people don't talk about, is that there's no setting at which those fine details are quote unquote wrong. You know, if I don't quite get it all the way to 6 power, and instead, you know, here I am now, I was in a hurry, I didn't go all the way to the stop, now I'm at like 4.7 or 4.9 power or something like that. If I was in the SFP optic, if I was in second focal plane, I would miss if I had to use the fine reticle features, because they're only calibrated for maximum magnification. So the holdovers would suck. They're off badly. I've played with it in the ballistic calculator, and a holdover that's dead on at 6 power is absolutely useless at 5.7 power or 4.9 power. You're absolutely boned unless you have a first focal plane setup, in which case this looks pretty much like the 6 power sight picture does. If you were in a hurry, you might not even realize that you hadn't gotten full mag. But with a first focal plane scope, you'll still be able to use that reticle and hit. And with the second focal plane scope, you would almost certainly have a miss.